What's better than a submarine? A yellow submarine on a wobble spring. We're going to create this fun card today, and it's going to let you see a sneak peek from the mini catalog. If you'd like one of these catalogs, please check out my Stampin' Up store, paperchef.stampinup.net. For just a few more days, you can get some last chance items. I can't open this particular catalog for you yet because it doesn't go live until January 4th. But the product I'm using today, the Builder, it's called the Submarine Builder Punch and Submarine Life. It's my favorite thing in this catalog. Super cute. What we're using to stamp with is this, and it's a sneak peek right now. But there's a holiday catalog retiring on January 3rd, so don't miss that. And perhaps, not even perhaps, I'm going to try to plan on showing you what I'm making in the Celebration Club at the end of this video after I clean my inky hands. So let's get started. I'm sorry my first live stream got cut off. And I think it's because my router, I was away for the Christmas holidays. And then my router was just running the whole time. So it just stopped streaming. And then I restarted my router. And it seems like I have a better signal now. Anyway, we're using all kinds of colors for this project. Because we're making a yellow submarine, I wanted to use Daffodil Delight. That took me down the rabbit hole of trying to find all the bright colors in the Brights collection. But then I tried tone-on-tone stamping. I tried stamping yellow or Daffodil Delight on Daffodil Delight. I thought it came out too light. Then I went down the rabbit hole of trying Crushed Curry on the Daffodil Delight. So that ended up working. So we're gonna still go with the Brights theme, but I'm using Crushed Curry on the Daffodil Delight. Then we're gonna be using, just pull out all your Brights, really, pretty much. Here are all the Brights I pulled out from the Brights collection. I pulled out Coastal Cabana, Azure Afternoon, or is it Azure Afternoon? Melon Mambo, Berry Burst, Granny Apple Green, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lime Twist. And then I thought I'd use a couple sort of neutral colors like Crumb Cake for the sand and Pool Party for the water. It's sort of neutral. It's subtle, but it'll work. So let's do the submarine first because you got to see how cute this is. So you're going to take a piece of cardstock and you're going to mount the submarine stamp. Let me pull up my sleeves and get working. So this is it, the submarine stamp. So we're going to mount that. We're going to stick it flat side up like so. And there's the little top of the submarine. And we're going to mount it on, I'm just mounting it on a Stamping Block D. I found that it was easier, instead of making myself a little template, which I typically do, I found it was easier just to stamp these little pieces later with my scraps of paper. And we'll do that. We'll just punch those out later. I didn't make an actual template. So I'm using Daffodil Delight paper, but instead of stamping with Daffodil Delight, I'm stamping with Crushed Curry. Now, typically I stamp onto a piece of paper first. So let's just do that just to see if I have a good coverage. Whoops. It would help if my paper's flat. Let me just put my paper down here flat. Okay, I have good coverage, and so that looks. And I even like the texture, even though the stamping pad looks kind of old, but I like the texture of the mottled look there. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. So we'll do a couple of little submarines I'm going to put them a little bit apart. And I have some little dots here. I think that's just from the felt on the ink pad. See if I can't get a better one. I'm loving my new glass mat. And this whole glass mat studio is going to be available as a freebie when you join my team. January 4th, you get this, a chamois, this whole giant glass mat. We'll talk about that more later, but I've been using the heck out of it. So let's take this and open up the punch. Now, the punch is usually much easier with basic white. Basic white cardstock tends to be a lot thinner than, just this other colors of cardstock. But you're going to line it up and use two hands. See, look at that. It's kind of hard because it's just been, when you get a new punch, it does punch out beautifully, by the way. And I also thought, if you just go like this, so you can make these into balloons, just cut off this little part, and you got cute little balloons. But it's been oiled when you first buy it, and it's really kind of hard to punch the first couple, but then it gets easier. Plus, again, it'll be easier with white paper. So if it looked like it was pushing a little hard, and if you do have trouble with punches, I understand. Maybe dies are better for you. So again, I'm using tone on, I tried tone on tone. Here was the tone on tone, which was okay. The Daffodil Delight on the Daffodil Delight, but then I decided to go with the crushed Kerry on the Daffodil Delight. So we don't really actually need this color of ink. It was just me experimenting. We're going to use this color of ink, even though it's not a bright, and I'm always lecturing you. I mean, not just telling you, literally lecturing you about color coordination. But this time, I'm going to make exceptions. We're going to use something from the Regals collection with the Brights collection. Now, you could stamp onto these little pieces, but if it doesn't work, we just are going to just, use a little scrap. So we're going to take the little snorkel of the submarine and stamp that. Tap, tap, tap. And if it doesn't work again, we're just going to use a scrap of paper. I mean, if it doesn't center right. And that centered perfectly. Yay. I guess I've had a lot of practice. I've been sitting here playing with my stamps. Okay, we're going to turn it over. I'm just doing a couple because the paper chef never does just one project of anything. There's always a couple projects, right? So then, and we want the little propeller of the submarine. Now, if this is not on your wish list, I don't know what's wrong. Stop with all the flowers already Stampin' Up! And make more cute things like this. This is adorable. No, I do love the flowered stamp sets, and they're obviously popular. In fact, we are using the flowers. We're using Perennial Lavender for our stamp club. We're using that really pretty flowered paper. Okay, so done with that color. So now we have a cute little submarine, and before we do the wobble, we need to glue this together. So you're going to flip it over, put a little drop of glue there, and when I can't open my card because, I can't open my catalog, they won't let me, but I was trying to see if that, how that snorkel went, and it went like that. So I'm just going to do that again. Here, let's do that. Let's look at this. Like so. Okay? Cute. And then we'll put a little, oh my, that's a lot of glue coming out of there. And put the little propeller back here. I gotta pop that bubble. Pop, pop. All right, so the whole thing will be glued together. Yeah, the periscope. I call it a snorkel. You know why I'm looking at this? It's a periscope. Thank you. I'm calling it a snorkel because I'm looking at the little snorkels on the little cute little critters. I've actually been in submarines before. Like actual submarines. So I should know that. I should know that. Okay, so there we go. My dad was in the Navy, and I've been actually in submarines. Isn't that just adorable? So that's the first part of the project, and we'll let that dry. We'll put the wobble spring on it. Now, the next part, let's just go through this one by one. So this little guy is a little piece from a new set of dies called, well, it's called like Perennial Postage Dies, or the Perennial Postage Bundle. And so the dies now have the same names as the bundles, which is really cool. I really like how easy that they make it for us with the names of the dies being the same. So I'm just going to get a couple of those, and we will ink it up with some well, you could use Pool Party or Coastal Cabana. I think I'll go with the Coastal Cabana. The best way to contact me with questions is just go to paperchef.stampinup.net, and there's a form, and it's a secure form, right? So that's the best. You can, and then it'll email me, and then I start emailing you back. But I don't put my email here because, well, it's easy to get my email. All you got to do is email me, and I email you back. But if you put it here, then you get spammed. Not that I don't already get spammed galore, but just use the form, because that way the first time it shows me you're a real person. So what I did is I put a little bit of ink on the stamping block. I was used to just putting it right on my stamping mat, but then what happened is then I ended up having all this ink all over this glass mat, which is fine. But then when I went to go show you all the projects, which I want to show you later, because those of you that stick around to the end of my videos always have something fun to see, almost always have something fun to see. And then I have this big blob of ink I have to cover up. So that is why I'm just putting it on a stamping block. So anyway, I'm just inking up the edges with the little Coastal Cabana. And then, and again, these are perennial postage dies, but I don't sit there and die cut right now in every tutorial. I just have a bunch of dies in my bucket of crafty goodness. We need this again later, but I'm just going to shut it for now. And when I mean bucket of crafty goodness, I'm talking about these kinds of things. I just die cut my little butt off all the time. And these are just extra pieces because these ones I think are in my card club this month. And then like I have so many kits and clubs that I have to have a lot of die cuts for like all the different projects. There's a celebration club. There is a monthly card club called Card on Blue. And I have a bingo coming up too. All of those things can be found in my offerings in the description of this video. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is You Are Sublime. I'm just stamping it on a piece of paper to make sure that I have a good stamped image before I use this on my stamping, on my cutout die shape, right? So it just helps if you check it on a piece of paper first, that your ink, it gets you a good inked up image. And that came out really nice. Now this is a juicy, juicy stamp. So because it's one of those new colors, and because it's a new color, it's one that I haven't had this ink pad for a very long time, and it's still pretty juicy. It gets crisper over time. I like to actually let it dry out. Sometimes on purpose, I let these like just dry out a little bit, but they're so juicy. I will be using this color again as well for our little fishies, but let's just put that over there, and I need to start getting a little way to clean this. I actually haven't opened my new chamois yet. Actually, not that I don't want to open my new chamois. I was just traveling and I said, oh, it's gonna dry out, you know, while I'm gone, and then I'm gonna have to wet it again. So I'll probably open it live with you and just see how I like it. Not with you like today, right now, but I'll open it live. I'm just putting this back. All right, so let's start taking out all the critters. Let's take out the fishies. We're gonna put a fishy there. I'm just getting rid of stuff because I need all these stamping blocks again. Putting the little propeller back. Putting a fishy on there. All right, we're gonna put some seaweed on this block here. Whoops, that's not dry enough. I'm just drying it off with my arm. Okay, that's good. Put this back. The periscope, putting the periscope back and putting a little crabby on this one. We'll give it a little crab. Okay. What do you already have? Okay, this is already an octopus. We already have that on there. Mr. Octopus. We'll put something on this one. We'll put some more seaweed on this one. And I think I need bubbles and some more fish. So we have a couple more things to add. And then I can sort of get stamping. I'll put that piece of scrap paper over here. So we have some bubbles and some fish. So we'll put fish on this side. All right, now let's get stamping. We're going to use a piece of basic white. I just thought it'd be the most fun for this kind of project with all these cute critters. Oh, we need to mount this one too. Here, we're going to mount this one. That's going to be for our sand. So let's get the submarines out of the way. These are all my play submarines. And we'll get those out of the way. Now, the first thing you want to do when you have a project like this, before you start stamping all the little critters, okay, we'll put that over there, put this over there, is you want to do the little bit of blending on the background first. All right, I had it all. Let's see what I did with it. All right, this might be it. Okay, I think I've already cut the piece. We'll go over the measurements a little bit later when I get to the designer series paper part. So I have this blending brush, and I want to put a little bit of ink on the. You can either put it on here, right? You can put it on your glass mat, the ink, when you're doing a lot of blending, or you could just stick it on a stamping block and you'll have more control. So before you start stamping all your critters, just make yourself a little water background with your blending brush. Circular motions, using the corner to get rid of that blob. The corner meaning like kind of start with the outside in. And Pool Party is a great color for snow and a great color for water. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you guys for answering each other's questions. Yeah, there is a lot. Thank you. There's a very good observation. There's so many stamps in this stamp set. And I'm not even, like, I haven't even used them all. Look how many oh, no, look at all these. Look at all the ones I haven't even used them all. There's like a whole bunch more. There's water. There's a flag. There's other sentiments. Birthday. I mean, this is going to be fun. Maybe we'll just have like a Yellow Submarine series. That would be fun. Just go on for months and just make Yellow Submarines. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe we'll try other colors of submarines. So that's what I'm going to do with the Pool Party. And then I'm thinking, like, since Coastal Cabana is a very close color, we could just sort of put a little bit of this in the middle. This is not as juicy. Okay, so good enough. So you got this sort of water background, but still light enough to see your critters. And now let's keep this one open. Coastal Cabana stays open. This one gets washed off for a moment. All right. Alrighty, righty. Let's start with the sand, and then we'll do the, after we do the sand, we shall do the water and stuff. And if you ever mess up, like, you can either flip this over or just cover it up with something. You know, cover it up with, that's why I put the sentiment like in this sort of strange spot, just kind of cover up something. Not really a strange spot because there's really no right or wrong way to put it. But sometimes I put them in a different spot. So we're going to go like that. And I'm going to use the scrap paper to stamp off because this sand was very dark. And then I'm going to stamp onto the paper like so. Okay, so stamp on, stamp off. Wax on, wax off. Okay, so you're putting the sand on the bottom by stamping the dark crumb cake off first. All right, now that is the bottom. Now we're going to take the next, we're going to do seaweed, and we're going to use, we'll keep that out, Granny Apple Green. Notice I went to an event and didn't want my ink to disappear. Put my name on it. Granny Apple Green for the seaweed because it's a bright color, and Lemon Lime Twist because it's a lighter shade of green. So first we'll put the Granny Apple Green, and then we'll fill it in with the Lemon Lime Twist. We're going to close the crumb cake, put that over there, put those over there. So let's do the Granny Apple Green first with the larger seaweed. Again, get that scrap paper. Always test it out. Now this one, I'm not doing the stamp on, stamp off technique. I'm just simply testing my stamp. That's all I'm doing. So down. We'll go up a little bit. And then we'll go down a little bit. Okay. So a few of the Granny Apple Green. Okay, I don't need to clean those anymore because I'm not lacking stamps. I mean, I'm not lacking stamp blocks. Okay, now we're going to use Lemon Lime Twist. Okay, Lemon Lime Twist. You saw me. I tested it out. I'm going to just fill in some. These is done. Another bright color. But you kind of, if you're going to be layering stamps like I'm doing, you want to always layer the dark color first. Because then the light color goes above it and it looks pretty cool. And we'll make a little bit sticking out over there on the side. Yippee. Look how much fun this is. Stamping our little butts off. Okay, let's leave that open because I'm going to use that one again for this one of my fishes. I may change it up a little bit. Let's see. Now this little crabby. Okay, I used Melon Mambo for one of them. So let's see if I can use. This time I'm going to use Melon Mambo for my fish. Okay. I'll make the fish go this way. And this time I'm going to use the Lemon Lime Twist for the crab. So we're going to put the crab. I'm going to have to put them up here somewhere because the submarine is going to be like, right. So you can you can put your submarine. I actually wanted to put the last one in the middle, but I ended up putting it somewhere else. So you can put it there to see where your little scene will be. So we'll kind of do that. Oh, how cute. Okay, so that little crabby. And then we're going to have a berry burst critter. And then we're done with let's see, we're done with the lemon lime twist. Okay, we need bubbles. We need berry burst. Let's see. I got to look at my first one. We did, okay, the sea star. And we got an octopus. All right. Let's see. My sea star might still be in the case or something because I don't see it. There it is. That's why I couldn't find it. We're going to put this guy on this little block here. And we'll put that little... Okay, so this berry burst... I might need to just... Gonna stamp it a little bit over. And we'll put this little guy down here. We're just going to put the sea star down there with the snorkel on. All right, cute, cute. And now we'll put the octopus right up here. And that is the only time we're going to use the Coastal Cabana after, the only other time we used it for the inking up the edges of the Sublime. We used the Coastal Cabana for the background a bit. And now we're going to use it for the octopus. Okay, testing it, just testing over there. Oh, so fun, so fun. Now we're going to do some fishies and bubbles. Let's see. Azure Afternoon for some fishies. So what you want to do with the fishies so they don't cover up your little critters is you want to get yourself a sticky note. Right? And that way they don't cover up your critters. So, or maybe we don't need to put them there. Let's see. Maybe I could put them there and then the submarine. That way the submarine might not cover them. Or it might cover a little bit of them. That'll be okay. All right, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put these down lower. And that way, and then up high too. Okay, see how I'm just putting fishies like into the scene, off of the scene. Let's put one there. And there's the place where I have some ink. So we could put either the sentiment there or the submarine right there. Maybe the submarine will be good there. And I could put You Are Sublime like maybe down here this time. Something like that. Yeah. See, I'm just trying to cover up. See that blob of ink. So last thing left is the bubbles. Oh, no. And I have the shrimp. I have the little clam or the little snail with Flirty Flamingo. So we have its tiny little snail. Let's get Mr. Krabby off here. And we need the little snail. Okay, this is Flirty Flamingo. See, just some color. Put some snails down there. And even though I'm not really sure I'm putting You Are Sublime, I can go ahead and put a couple snails in case that good. I could have twisted it too. Here, let's twist one of them and make it go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like odd numbers. But let's see if I'm going to be covering it up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. That's a little bit many. That's a bit many snails, but that's okay. Let's see. And bubbles. Last are our bubbles. I'm going to put them on a different block so I can see them better. Let's evict this seaweed. I'm going to close this Melon Mamba before I get it all over myself. Pool Party's a good color. We're going to close this one. All right. Let me just do this. I'm getting ink all over the place. Bubbles. I like the bubbles. So for this, I'm just sticking a couple bubbles into the scene here. And wherever you want to put them. And they could sort of go off the page as well. And if you think the card's too busy, you're not any fun. This is supposed to be busy. It's a whimsical card. This isn't like my typical where I say, hey, don't crowd your scene and be aesthetic. This is more like super silly fun card. All right, now we're going to do the wobble. Wobble, wobble, wobble spring. And we're going to peel off. And these are in my Amazon store, linked in the description below. Or if they're not already there, they will be. I have an Amazon store, and all you need to do is click on the link. I'm an affiliate. It helps support this channel. It doesn't cost you any more. You already shop there. Admit it. You already shop on Amazon. So you can go ahead and use my link. And that way, you're getting this stuff anyway. And I get a few cents here and there. All right, so that's going to be on a wobble. And it's going to wobble, wobble, but we don't want to stick it yet because we need to mount this onto the next layer. So I decided for this project to use the paper from the beautiful balloons, this paper here, because it had a lot of the bright colors. So I took this piece here of, it's this paper here. There's so many bright colors in it. And I've been using it so much. Bright and Beautiful, I believe. And it's from the annual catalog. So that's what I decided to use as the background. And for our typical background, we're going to just go 4 inches. This is just going to be what I usually use for the card base. I'm going to use the darker side. 4 inches by 5 1/4. Oops. Yeah, I already did the 4 inches. I got to do the 5 1/4 side. 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, let's just write on this because there's really just, I'm just going to tell you the next one. Actually, I'll write on this one. Only 2 measurements. There's the 4 by 5 1/4, and then there's this one that's 3 1/2. 4 by 5 1/4. Where is my pen? You wouldn't believe how many pens I have, but not when I need them. So 5 1/4. 5 1/4 times 4, and then it was 3 1/2. This one was 3 1/2. Okay, so if that was and half an inch off of that, 4 3/4. So those are your only 2 measurements for this card. I don't know if you can even see them. Can you see it better here? 4 3/4. This might be easier to see. Times 3 1/2. This is how big the basic white is. And lots of fun. So we're going to now take this and put it on here. Like so. Before you do the wobble spring because it's easier. And thank you, Bonnie, for remembering to ask everybody to do a thumbs up because there are 23 watching and only 10 likes. So I hope all of you that are sitting here watching like the video. There should be as many likes as people watching. Because it only takes a second to like the video. And if you want to share it, that's awesome too. But I know sometimes that's hard because you're on your television watching. Something like that. But feel free to share this to Facebook or to groups. Or even share it to yourself so you can find it again. And then you can go through all the colors and see what I did. Okay, so that's the background. And then I used a Coastal Cabana card. And the card, the measurement for the card would be... Wait, that's the other orientation. This is Coastal Cabana, a bright color, and I'm using an 8 1/2 by 11. I'm not by 11, but then I made 2 cards out of it. So 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Scoring at 4 1/4. That's your typical card. It's called an A2 card. Just look that up. Look up the A2 card. I'll say it again because that way the voice recognition of the artificial intelligence will recognize my voice, and it will put it into the captions of this video. So I'm going to say it slowly for the artificial intelligence little bots that capture my videos for me. This card base is an A2 card base. It is 8 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Scored at 4 1/4 inches. There you go. Now I don't have to write it because it'll write it for me. But I don't think it does it simultaneously. I think the captions come on like a little bit later after it has a chance to look at them. So you get that all on there. And now you got this cool watery colors. Now you can put your little yellow submarine on there. But before you put your yellow submarine, I definitely want to cover up that little spot, maybe, right? And I don't want to cover up too many fish because there's some cute fish. So I'll put it about there. But you also don't want to cover up your your sentiment. So you can put your sentiment up there, but I think I'm going to put my sentiment down here. I'm going to put it right over here. So I don't want to cover that up. So I'm going to put this first. And I don't want to put my sentiment up on dimensionals. I did that over here, but that's because they're way far away from each other. See, if these are going to be kind of close, which they are, it looks like, right? And I put this on dimensionals, then it could get caught in the propeller. So I think I'm just going to make it flat, like so. I'm going to hang it off the edge just a little bit, but I don't want to cover my cute little snails. And I'm just hanging it off the edge so that this guy goes right there. And now I can peel it. Now you can know where you're going to put your submarine. So the hard part of your wobble spring is on the actual object. And then the soft part of your wobble spring is on the paper. See? So you've peeled that off. And you put that right here. And you got it, when you put it there, you kind of want to drop it, right? Drop it like so. Because if you sort of push it down, you can't move it. So even now I can barely move it. So I'm just going to move it a little tiny bit because I don't want it to be on top of the words. Okay, so, and I don't want it to kind of cover the octopus too much. And now I'm going to go boink. Right? Now I can push it down because you can't really move it once you push it down. And then wobble. I mean, how fun. So that is how to make the card. Let's see. Do you like the first one better or the second one better? Like, depending on, where the sentiment is. Now, normally what I would do, honestly, I'd probably put the sentiment like somewhere up here and then the submarine here or like over here. But I just decided on both cards where to put the sentiment was based on sort of like if I had ink splotches and I was covering it up, then I put the sentiment in a different spot. So that is how to use this card or how to use this new stamp set bundle. The dies have the same name as the stamp sets, but in the case of punches, you do get it as a bundle. You save 10% when you purchase these together. But in this case, this is called the Submarine Builder Punch. So whenever you have a few little parts of something, we usually call it a builder punch. And that's called the Submarine Builder Punch, and this is called Submarine Life. So if you haven't received a catalog from me yet, I'm working on it. Working on mailing them. I do have them, and I'm working on mailing them. But in the meantime, you can still get the PDF from our website as soon as the catalog goes live. All right, let's put this away so we don't get any ink on the cards I'm going to show you. So what I want to show you right now, and I want to say hi to you, and is the Celebration Club. If you want to get a kit from me, you get all these fun things, and you're going to make these fun cards I'm going to show you. So hello, Bonnie, and Dawn, and Phil, and Happy New Year to you too, Phil. And one of my supporters, Linda, from Stamp Cut and Create. Thank you for being a channel member. Channel members get perks like discounts on many of my offerings. Hello, Kathy from Backyard Stamper. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you again. Bemos from Killian, Texas. Christine. No, you're not late to the party. I know. Who doesn't love this little submarine? It's so cute, right? So, and Christine, if you have a regular question, like all of these guys here, like a lot of them are demonstrators and can answer too as well. Bemos is waiting for January. Yes. I know. There's a boatload of little critters from this. Hello, Crystal from Iowa. She's saying instead of a boatload of stamps, Kathy's saying, there's not just a boatload of stamps, there's a subload of stamps for this stamp set. So yeah. Hey, happy birthday to your husband, Bonnie, and Happy New Year. All right, you'll finish later. Hello, Frida. Nice to see you. I hope you got your catalog. All right. And hello, Tracy. Submarine Life Bundle. She's already putting the product number. Now, you can put the product number. And hello, Pat Williams and Carmen. Nice to see you. Carmen from Wyoming. But the product isn't going to work like when you go to my website, like this here. And even if you have the product number and you put it in, this one here, you can put the product number in, but it's not going to work until January 4th, right? Because this product is not current yet. But I figured it'd be fun to just give you like sneak peeks. All right, so now that I've said hello, I told you I was going to show you what we're making in Celebration Club. So my kits, I have a lot of kits, right? And these are carefully curated kits. I did a video about it the other day. So in this particular kit, I'm just going to kind of show you what you'd make. You're going to get this bundle here where I've die cut and punched all the shapes and cut out things for you. And we're going to make these cards using a celebration stamp set. So the idea behind a celebration club, just so you know, I'm changing topics. We're done the video. Thank you for the video. Okay, we're done this. And this, just so you know, because I want to change topics. I'm a teacher. I have to explain what I'm doing. I'm no longer talking about anything from this catalog anymore. This is done. We did a tutorial. Now what I'm showing you is a sneak peek of stuff from this little brochure. And this little brochure is all things that you get for free. So when I show you these things we're going to make in my club, you're going to use products that are free to make what I'm showing you. So you're going to use the Heartfelt Hello stamp set to make an Easter card and a Mother's Day card. And I've carefully curated the paper, the cardstock, the pieces, the die cuts. It's a labor of love, trust me. And with the Flight and Airy paper, you're going to have more than enough paper to make these 2 cards and some extra. So you have, and there's actually some box projects. So you not only do you make the 8 projects that I teach about, but even we have enough projects, enough product to make 8 projects. So that's that. Okay, and then there's this one. You get this package here of the mostly adorned paper, and you make a pretty Valentine's Day card with it. And this is punched out for you from the gold foil, and it's just a flirty flamingo card. And you have the pieces you need, and there's a little extra memories and more note cards and stuff in there for you. So that's that part of the kit. All right, the next part of the kit is this one. We're going to make a sympathy or thinking of you card using the softly stippled designer series paper, another free item. So this is free. The Flight and Airy is free. This paper is free. You can, when you spend $50, this paper here, softly stippled, is free. And the stamp set that you're using with it is one of the items. This one, the stamp set, and this embossing folder, these are free when you spend $100 at my Stampin' Up! Store. So again, we're using these in the Celebration Club. So I hope that makes sense. Everything that's free during Celebration is either free when you spend $50 or free when you spend $100. Okay, so that's that. And then we have another kit for the tool time. Let me grab that kit. You get all these kits in your Celebration Card Club. You have the little die cut pieces, trusty tools, crushed carry, all this, card bases in here. And there you go. So you basically are getting to try out all the, lots of free items. See? Heartfelt hellos, Dad, you're the best, and enjoy your day. And you're getting a kit, so that way, say, you get all the paper, and then you can just get the stamp set, follow along. Or maybe you want to use your own sentiments, and you get my kit. I'm not allowed to stamp for you ahead of time, just so you know. So all of the stuff you have to make, you can get all the pieces, but I can't stamp them. You have to stamp them yourself. But I'll talk about the colors and everything. Okay, and then there's another little kit here. This one. Oops, that's not it. I mean, it's partially it. Okay, it's this little one here. Sunny Days Designer Series paper. And you're going to get another packaging item. And you're going to get a couple card bases. Okay, let's see. There's 2 card bases. So let me see what the other one is for. There should be one more card somewhere. Good thing. Good thing I didn't lose it. All right, so the other free items, just so you're tracking, this item, Trusty Toolbox, is free designer series paper when you spend $50. You can imagine I spent a buttload of money already to get this many free items, but you're going to get them in your kit. Sunny Days designer series paper is free when you spend $50. And we are using Hello from the Heartfelt Hellos free stamp set when you spend $50. And enjoy your day from here with another bunch of coordinated card bases and another celebration stamp set. Watercolor Melon is free when you spend $50. So this is what you can do with it. I also added Wink of Stella, making this more look really, it looks even more watercolored when you add glitter, a glitter pen to it. So this is, I'm going to have all the measurements for you, and these are the designs. So those are the 8 cards and the 5 packets that you're going to get in your Celebration Card Club. You're going to have enough projects, enough materials to make 8 cards. The 8 I'm showing you. These are the only ones I've designed so far. And I figured we'd make 4 other little things like a note card, a bigger card, Memories and More card, and 2 packaging items, if there's time. But you at least are going to make 8 cards. But you'll have enough materials to make 12 projects. So that is the Celebration Club. Again, look in the offerings beneath this video. Hello, Jean. Nice to see you. And in the offerings, it says Paper Chef's offerings, then you're going to see something called Celebration Card Club. All right, so that is one thing I have going on. And then in addition, I have a Designer Series Paper Share. That's open. I have a bingo coming up and Fluffiest Friends. Fluffiest Friends is a workshop series based on the bundle from the online exclusives. I made this one. Kathy, who's on here, made these two. Super cute. We're not making these ones in the workshop, by the way. This is just something that you can make with the Fluffiest Friends. And my stamp set is gone because I was playing with it. Somewhere, it is somewhere. But this is such a cute, these are cute little dies and stuff. So Fluffiest Friends is what is also going on. You will love all of the stuff going on this month. And in addition, we're going to have a card on blue, which is my monthly card club. And we're making 4 cards with that. And I have those already made as well, but I don't have them handy to show you. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial on Submarine Life and some sneak peeks of both things that are in the mini catalog that you can buy. This one you can actually buy. And when you buy this bundle, let me shut this catalog here. You will have enough, you'll have enough to earn something from free from this catalog. So whenever you buy anything in here, put it on your wish list, you're going to be able to earn stuff from in here. Okay, so you can actually earn these embellishments. This is part of your celebration club. You can earn this ribbon that's free. I actually added some twine and some extra embellishments as well. So there's just lots of things that you can earn for free during celebration. All of the stuff pictured here. Not the bag, but all the things in the bag. That is all for now. This is the Papered Chef. I will see you again real soon. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.